Hey there, friendly says up. Excuse me. Sorry for the tardiness. It was unavoidable. I had a school obligation. This time it was not governing board related or related to the youngster school. Today, Cody, the older of the two sisters, had her first concert as a high school member. So in the first year at this school she's at, you have no choice but to take a semester of band. So this was her semester. She seems to be doing well enough at bass guitar that she was invited to junior band for next year, which is great. But I tell you, a bunch of secondary ones who have no choice but to take an instrument don't do quite the same job as a bunch of kids who are taking the extracurricular band class. So it's a bit mixed bag. Some good stuff, some not so great. But it was whatever secondary 1 and 2 is in the rest of Canada, grade 7 and 8, I think that's called. Right. So these are kids. They're learning their instruments, and I ruined my parents' ears as a student often enough that I can take it. And in fact, there was some good stuff. So that's why I'm late. When we got home, we picked up some A&W on the way home because there was no time to cook, and just got the kids squared off to bed. Stories for the youngest. And then I came down here and I'm kicking back with the friends. So let's just see who's with us. Who's kicking back with me? I'm not that late, actually, but still. We had Raspberry Rock, Russell from Raspberry Rock, popping in good and early. How come that didn't show up? Who is a channel mod and a channel hero. We got Marcus. Nice to see you, Marcus. Speaking of Marks, there's Mark Davidson, also a channel hero. Destiny, who pinged me earlier on the Discord saying, "You going on tonight, dude?" I said, "Hey, I put up a message saying I was going to be late. I'm not as late as I thought I was going to be, though. I thought this was going to be a crazy late night, but the youngest sort of, okay, Daddy, you can leave now." Okay. Way to break my heart, but that's fine. That's fine. I read her some stories, and then she was done with me. "You can go now, Daddy." Thanks. Peanut Trucker, channel mod. Him and Marcus are each other's heroes. Where's the other hero tonight? Is David around yet? Everyone's saying hi to each other. Hey, there's Country Boy. Country Boy is a channel hero and a channel mod. And there's Christy, who's also a channel hero, saying hi to me and all. So, Mr. Peanut Trucker, where are you tonight? What part of the lower 48 are you in? I'm laughing about that because I'm referring to a Facebook Live I did recently, a cocktail, where I was like, lower 48, right, guys? And all the Americans were like, yes, dummy. So I forgot to do the housekeeping because I sort of verklempt because I started late. Welcome to the Bevies, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream where we have some bevies. We talk about blades often, and we will also usually talk about some bushcrafty stuff. The bevy tonight is a Farnham English Red Ale, which I'm looking forward to trying because I have not yet. And I do like to have a beer that I've never had before when I'm on with you guys. I may give the whiskey a pass for tonight. I mean, we're starting late. I'm trying to trail off the alcoholic content just a little bit because one thing, like last week, I just forgot the booze. But I don't feel so crappy when I go to bed afterwards. And I don't feel so crappy the next day. So I will have the beer tonight, but maybe not the whiskey. And maybe next time I'll have tea until it's whiskey time. Do it one way or another. That's not where I was going with that. I did bring down tea, though, right? I need that. Yes. put it in a thermos because I forgot that I have a little heating pad down here for tea. Ow! Oh! It's fine. Breathing fire. It's all good. Grace in the house. How are you doing, Grace? How's the weather down where you are? It is cold and rainy here. And you know, like today I was cold. But it's kind of hard to complain because I like it when it's rainy. I like the petrichor smells. I like a nice light rain. You guys, I've talked about this ad nauseum, so never mind. But you guys know me. And I don't like sweating in my seat. Russell, no, she hasn't said anything about getting anything flashier or more expensive because she really likes her bass. She really does. And I think she's got a little bit of pride happening from being invited to junior band next year. And she doesn't use it at school. They have like 4 or 5 basses at school. So like this one stays home. Did I just lag? I just, out of the corner of my eye, it looked like I lagged. Did I lag? Is anyone getting lag? But yeah, she's still enjoying it. There was a song tonight called Trombones in Paradise, I think it's called. Unfortunately, the trombone players in that band were not up to the task. There was one really good one, and then there were some who were clearly not going to be in band next year. So here we go. Let's give this tasty a taste. What? I like the color. Wait. You can just see through it. Nice and hazy. Oh, it's not bad. A little bitter off the back end, but it's not bad. It's not like a cream ale kind of thing. You know the way some English reds can have this really creamy kind of almost Smithwicksy thing. This doesn't, or like a Boddingtons and stuff like that. Gonna sneeze. Okay, so everyone's just sort of saying hi to each other. There we go. Ian the Weblord, how's it going? Yes, it. I think he might have missed something there. Yeah, I don't know what he missed, but there it is. And who else we got? We got Hike with Mike in the house or in the swamp, depending on where he is tonight. Are you camping or are you in the house there, Mike? Indoors is what I was trying to say. Blah. That's what you were trying to say. Yes, it's Jess o'clock. Jess o'clock came almost a half an hour late tonight, but it's okay. We're all friends and we're all kicking back together. I don't think I'm going to buy this beer again. I mean, I like an English red, but this one, I don't know. This one just sort of, there's a tobacco note, which is compelling. I don't mean like smoke. I mean like fresh, the fresh leaf. It has an IBU of 35. But, it's okay rather than it's really good. Everyone's just saying hi to each other, so I'm just going to go straight to the bottom. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone who's... excuse me. Peanut Truckers in Seattle. I've only been to Seattle once. Seemed like a really nice little town. Or it's not even a little town. It felt like a smaller Vancouver, even though I don't think it's actually smaller. Obviously, I'm talking about Vancouver in Canada, not the one down south. Russell says, cheers to No Bug Tuesday. Wish we could have one day a week with no bugs. Yeah, I can imagine that would make your life massively easier. Marcus doing the God's good work by reminding everyone to go boom. In fact, what do I got right now? I got 18 people watching. And that says 1 thumbs up, but that's not true. I just have to reload the page because YouTube bites my ass sometimes. 14 thumbs up. Okay, so 4 of you are cutting me deep, but the rest of you are real fine humans. Destiny says, and hello to Serge if he shows tonight. I don't know. He can't always show. That's the thing. I mean, he works early. You know, I work early, but he works early. I just got, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Yeah, but I'm the one running the live YouTube. Why would you? Saps my will to live sometimes. My sinuses are, of course, driving me crazy. Canadian popping in with the Buenos Nachos. Christy says it got to 45 degrees Canadian today. Holy crap. I was nowhere near that. In fact, I don't know. Apparently it went up to 21 at some point today, but I didn't feel that at all. It was just cold and cloudy and rainy. And it spent most of its time down around the 12. Somebody do a quick math check. What would 12 C, B, and F? Destiny says, lawnmower battery died last night, so I have a stash left to mow on the lawn tonight. It's 31 degrees Canadian right now. Whew, that's kind of warm. Okay, so you know, you guys know me. I'm all like a greeniac and everything. So I have one of those real mowers. I don't mean it's a real mower. Yours are fake. I mean it's, you know, the Helix, the real. Generally, I love it, but I try not, like, in early spring, I throw down all this grass seed and then I don't cut it until the new grass is strong enough to handle it, which means that pretty much every year I wait too long to cut it. Because the thing about a real mower is they're fabulous and fantastic and blah until your grass is about yay high. And then it just sort of gets knocked over and then springs back up after you've gone over it. So that's where I am right now. So what I'm going to have to do is go back and all the patches where I missed with the lawnmower because they just sort of folded over and came back up, I have to have a go at them with my weed whacker. It's like, I wish I could have an electric mower just for that first mow of the season. And then the rest of it I can just handle. But anyway. Christy said no lag. Okay, so maybe I was just, I don't know. I just don't know it. What? Canadian doesn't know how, but he's still awake. You having a rough week there? You work early too, don't you, Canadian? I think Jay works pretty early. Actually, you know, Mr. Trucker, how early do you get on the road? Like, do you try to pull in somewhere and go to sleep at the same time every night, no matter where you are, and then wake up at the same time in the morning and get on the road? Or is it kind of freewheeling? You know, like how much? Because I imagine you have to get your sleep so you don't fall asleep on the road, right? So are you really like regular with your sleep hours? Like, do you have all the truck stops, if I'm using the right word, like mapped out on your route so you know that, okay, I'll be in bed by 9:30 or 10 or whatever that night, unless it's a Tuesday night and Jesse's on, in which case you'll be awake till 11. But like, it seems like such a transitional life to lead. So like, how do you make sure that you've got enough sleep? Cooking up some pancakes. Nice. Destiny says the XL silent mosquitoes are back. That sucks. Oh, my land. Who was I saying it to? But Serge can't always be here because he works early. He's here fashionably late, as he normally is, but I was late too. Second time in a month that we were both late, mister. Shawnee said, I tried to camp this past weekend at a van event. I think you said in the last live stream that you were going to a van event. Did it not work out for you? I second what Destiny says here. Yeah, Shawnee, did the camping not work out? Or was it just kind of, were you rained out, or was it just lousy camping? At home, got lots of summer projects to work on around the house. I hate the part where all the summer projects are staring me in the face, but I love the part where I get through one of them and then like I get through the next one. Because once I get started, it's the starting that stops me cold. Once I get started, I can usually, it might take me forever and I might make an ungodly mess while doing it. But once I can get it started, I can usually roll it over to the end. Oh, it's not good if I'm already yawning here, people. Granted, it is 9:45. So late. I'm just too old. Everyone's saying hi to Serge because, of course, nice guy. Of course, you want to say hi to him. Oh, Shawnee's saying hi to everyone, including Serge. Country Boy says, "Hey, you heartbreakers, give Jess a thumbs up." Let me just reload the page. We got 18 people watching and 16 thumbs ups. Nice. Yeah, Serge, you're not that late. You're not tonight. You're fine. And Destiny's asking what I'm wondering. Where is Sir David tonight? I just don't know. Out are you driving home? Only 35-minute drive nowadays. Nice, Jim. Must be good to like pull into your driveway and step inside your house after a drive home like this late at night. Oh, and Serge says 12 degrees Canuck is 53 degrees Freedom. Okay, so there we go. So it spent much of today at 53 degrees Freedom. Canadian is on the road at 6. Crumbs, dude. My alarm goes off at 6. And then at 6:09. And then at 6:18. And today it went off a third time. But today was rough though. I didn't sleep well last night. I had insomnia. I had wicked insomnia, so I finally just gave up, sat down on the couch and watched the first 2 episodes of the new Star Wars show, The Acolyte. Okay. I'm not going to give you a full review or anything because not all you give a crap about Star Wars or know that there's a new show on called Acolyte. It's fine. It seems fun, but I get like a young adult feel off it. Like, those shows, like, there's a lot of fantasy numbers like that. That's really sort of young adult oriented. So it's like 1 or 2 old masters kind of, and then the rest of the show is these killer looking 20-year-olds, right? All these heroes. And there's a certain level of world building or character building that goes with that young adult thing that I can't get with. It's why I watched the first 3 episodes of the Willow series, if it's even still on, and just like forget about it. I mean, I'm watching this and there's like this entire cast still smells of baby powder, and the stories are sophomoric because of that and everything. I just got a message from Chris with a picture of the pancakes. I'm showing this, all right? Look at that. Nice setup. And because of, I guess that's the upholstery inside your truck, but it looks like you're in a diner, like a 50s diner. Love it. And is that like a little hot plate? New Wave, Pick Flex, Precision, Inductive. Yeah, it's a hot plate. It's a nice little setup, dude. So what made you decide to go for pancakes tonight? Nous avons traité votre demande. Yeah, that's insurance. Shawnee's having an iced basil tea because it's hot out. Fair enough. I'm having a nice cold beer because it's cold out. What? Don't even count them, dude. They used to. There was someone. I think it was Outdoor Dauber. When he was with us every week, he would have a running tally every time I yawned. Oh no, Destiny says the yawn count begins. Get a calculator. I love it. Peanut Trucker says, normally I start between 4 and 5 a.m. Try to be done between 4 and 5 p.m. 12 hours driving, 12 hours off. Doesn't always work, but truck stops fill up early. So if you get to one and it's full, you just have to go to the next one, right? It's not like you can just pull over at the side of the road, I imagine. Oh man, they're actually counting. I almost Shawnee, I almost blocked you by accident. So I ended up driving home each night because of the drunks being too loud. I couldn't sleep and I had my kids. Went back for the daytime stuff, left around 11 p.m. or 1 a.m. So did you have a good time aside from that crap? Country Boy says, still too hold out. Should I gift memberships and out with them? No, don't throw your money at it because like I think you have to gift like 20 memberships or I don't remember what the minimum is, but it's actually a chunk of change. Oh, you're all counting my Mark just got lag. Did anyone else just get lag? Kristen didn't get lag. Grace missed why they're doing numbers. They're counting my yawns. Oh no. I talked about it. Because I broke the seal with the first one. The entire cast still smells of baby powder, quote unquote. But you know what I'm saying? It's like these shows that, and the thing is, I don't like these shows. I don't have the patience for that kind of writing. Like to me, the quintessential, I would say seminal, but Russell's around. The quintessential young adult show takes place, centers around a high school in a small California town with a hellmouth and vampires. And the dialogue is snappy as hell. Like Joss Whedon, don't like him, but he can do young adult like no one else. And that's the bar that I like for young adult stuff. There was a show called The 200 or something that was garbage. It was young adult. Earth is lifeless, or it's got life back, but and there's 200 young breedable people living in orbit, and just it's so contrived. This Acolyte is not that contrived. It's a step above a lot of that stuff, but it's still got that, young Jedi master. They walk in and he's ironing his robes or something, and he's shirtless. I'm like, okay, we're going full on YA here. Anyway, Country Boy's helping Grace out. Oh, okay. You're cooking them so you don't have to cook them in the morning. So you're not actually chowing down on pancakes right now. You're just cooking up tomorrow's breakfast. I didn't know you could park on the ramp. Yeah, somebody get David Evans up. Oh, David Evans, Hero Evans the hero, channel hero and channel mod. So if he's here and we have 18 people watching, somebody ditched us. That makes me feel unpopular. Hey, look who else is here. Tenenbaum, haven't seen you in a minute on the it's funny. I can't say I haven't seen you in a minute because we chat all the time offline, or still online, but off of through other means. But I haven't seen you in the side chat of one of these in a while. Oh, you were here a couple of weeks ago. You were on at the same time as someone from, I don't remember, but there were two of you in that time zone. The week before last, was it? So impressive that you can be up this late Sweden time, even if the sun doesn't ever go to bed. Okay, and David did get buffering. Because here's the thing, right? Less than a month ago, I changed my internet service provider. And this, like I went from having like 190 download and 20 upload to well, it's supposed to be 400, but it's actually 450 down and 50 up. And I'm wondering if I'm getting more lag since changing service providers. If I am, that bugs me massively. So let me know when you guys get lag, and I'll try. Oh no. What are we up to now? And I'll try to sort of put together a concept of, do I get more lag now than I did when I was with my previous provider? Shawnee says, my husband played the games, bags, horseshoe, cribbage. The music band was lame. I enjoyed seeing my kids bike ride, the cool vans, cooking over the fire, being up late, having fun. It was exhausting. Such a good kind of exhausting, though, Shawnee. Such a good kind of exhausting. I booked a campsite for me and my two girls at the end of July, which I'm looking forward to. I was very constrained by the weekend I could do, because I was just too damn late in the year. What you need to do, and I don't know if this is true in like national monuments or national parks or national forests or whatever the heck you've got down in the States, but at a national park, like a Quebec national park or a Canadian national park, you gotta be on it in October if you want to have your choice of campsites at a CPAC or a Parks Canada campground in like June, July, August. And I just never am, because I have no idea what the missus's schedule is going to be, like her vacation schedule. So anyway. David Evans has a low-flying helicopter over the house. Is it as an unmarked helicopter? Unmarked helicopter. Oh, you're up just super early. Okay. That is still early. No matter how you slice it, you are up at a time when I would still be snoozing. Sales says, I haven't had time to watch the new Star Wars thing. It protected my windows from cat claws. Did you get a new cat? I must know. Did you get a cat? I miss having a cat. I really liked having cats, but I'm allergic to cats. So my doctor said, when these boys die, don't replace them. Hey, Beto's here. How's it going? Boop, 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 ba, bam, bam. Everyone's saying hi to Beto, so I'm just going to skip. I see skip. Everyone's counting up to 6. It's a bit like now. When I see the number, it makes me yawn. Because I know what the number is for. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, oh, 6. Oh, 7. Hey, Carol, how's it going? How you doing? What's that from, man? That's from Friends, I think. Everyone's just kicking back and saying hi. Shawnee says, the state parks are reserved and booked way ahead of time. Private family-owned grounds are always open up sites at random. Yeah, like if I want to just go to a private campground, sure. But I like the SIPAC. I like the Parks Canada national parks. I like the package there. I feel that, or I find that when I go to like a private campground, I haven't done this in a few years, but like when I have, it's been like a real mixed bag of what you get for your money in a lot of ways. Stop it. So I think we're up to 8. Sorry guys, I'm wrecked. Yeah, exactly. So Christy's seeing me yawn, and she's giving her too. Yeah. It's the seminal subliminal yawn thingy. I love it. Right. In fact, you even mentioned that. I don't remember if it was here or over Signal, but yeah. So, how many cats do you have? I love it. David says, Destiny, did you buy my hunt camp yet? I think that's technically, yeah. A long time I haven't seen a yawn cat. There's a lot of stuff that used to happen back in like the, you know, the old days on this channel. I don't know. I don't know how long I've been doing the live streams. I know am I up to 11 years just having the channel though? I do not have the sub count for a channel that's been around for longer than 10 years, but you know, whatevs. Let me just check my my channel, like, cuz if I go to my dashboard, it'll tell me when I joined, right? Am I right? I think I'm right. I'm not sure though. YouTube Studio. Studio. Where does it tell me how long I've had this channel? Go to my channel. Like, isn't there supposed to be an about section for me here somewhere? I thought that it used to say, you know, member since joined 29th of July 2013. So I'm not quite 11 years yet. Not quite. So yes, 888. Oh no. We're good. Shit. Yeah, okay. Chris says that Jennifer's allergic to cats. We have 4. That's the thing. Like, I miss having cats. I don't miss needing an asthma pump just to survive, but I miss, and I don't miss kitty litter. But aside from, like, the gestalt of cat ownership is pleasing to me. Some people don't let them sleep on their beds. I let them sleep in my beds. Some people don't let them on the counter. Okay, I don't let them on the counter or the table, but you know, some people don't want them like getting in your face and like purring and rubbing against you. I'm like, are you kidding? Bring it on. Bring it on, I says. I just love cats. I like dogs too, though. I mean, like, I'm not a, you know, in the, are you a cat versus a dog person? I'm like, shut up. I take a long draft of my drink and then I say, shut up again. Don't make me choose between dogs and cats. They're both magical in their own ways. Cats are very cute, very furry, very portable, very assholic. Dogs are not quite as furry. They're more hairy. They're not quite as clean. And they're a whole lot friendlier. And they're both dumb as paste. So you got to have a sense of humor. Yeah, I remember this, Sesh, that your eldest cat passed on you. Yeah, Russell remembered exactly where to find the dates. Destiny, I think we're up to 9. I can't even talk about it. I can't look at the number. Because it makes me, and now Shawnee's probably up to 8. I mean, it's all because of you. No, Christy's probably up to 8. Oh, you like other people's cats? Okay. It's because you don't like doing kitty litter. I miss cats. I also miss having dogs. I miss the animals, the furry animals. We have got a bunch of fish. You ever tried to cuddle a fish? Don't do it. It's disgusting. Destiny, the gestalt of cat ownership stands alone as a partial quotable quote. But the thing is, a gestalt is the whole thing. You can't do a partial gestalt. That's just a part. So how come it's a partial quotable quote? David says, Mai's a cat person. I think he means my wife is a cat person. I was about to go full on Jar Jar Binks. Or maybe even Gollum. Very assholic. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. Pam is a cat person. Yeah. Sasha is 20 seconds behind because of the yawn. Stop talking about the yawns. You guys are gonna. I can't even speak. You guys are gonna end me. Stop talking about the yawns. You're making me yawn. God. Destiny says Jess is yawning at the quotable quotes tonight. He's on fire. I feel like I'm in the clouds or something. Like, ooh. Yeah, now Peanut Trucker's yawning. Thank God you're cooking pancakes and not driving. Well, I mean, I guess no matter what, since we're live streaming, but So yeah, I had a couple of geeky things to talk to you guys about that are like of interest to some people I know, but not everyone. I gotta shave that little bump off there. Yep. Anyway, so Acolyte, and I mean, I'll watch the next one. I think it's probably only gonna be an 8-episode series anyway, so it's not like a huge investment, but I don't know. I want to like it. And I mean, it started off with Carrie-Anne Moss, who I think is very good. So when I saw her on screen, I was like, bring it. Anyways, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I give anything that has the word Star Wars on it like a second chance. But Disney's done really well on the TV Star Wars for me. So I sort of went into this thinking, yes, I'm here for whatever you guys are doing. And I left saying, I'm maybe over there for what you guys are doing this time around. We'll see. We'll see. Also, some of you know that there are, I love video games. I don't love all video games. I love some video games. I like many video games. One of my favorite series is the Dragon Age series. I'm going to make this quick because not all of you play games or know what the hell Dragon Age is. But for those that do, for those what do, for them's what knows what I is talking about. The Dragon Age series, their next game is coming out later this year, and they dropped a 15-minute gameplay trailer. And I really want it to be really, really good. Because even though I don't literally what? Even though I said that wrong, I'm going to start again. Even though I literally have no time most nights to play games, I would have liked to have because I went to school to make movies. I look at video games as next gen Hollywood. Like there's more money in games than there is in Hollywood these days, which is why so many big name Hollywood actors are voicing characters in video games. And I'm always enchanted by like I love behind the scenes stuff. Like when The Empire Strikes Back came out on like NBC or something, they had a behind the scenes documentary of the making of Empire. I loved that stuff, and the way that that has moved with me through my life is I love stuff like there's this guy Tim Kaine. He's the guy who wrote the original Fallout game. And he has this channel where it's just a talking head of him sitting there and says, hi, everyone, it's me, Tim. Today I'm going to talk about something about game design. And I watch that stuff because I'm enchanted by the process, by the creative process, whether it's videos, right, YouTubes, or films, or plays, or games. Like I used to buy like that, the art of whatever movie book kind of thing. And I don't anymore, but I still love sort of that stuff. And that has really affected my philosophy on theater. Cause I used to direct black box theater. I also used to, stage manage for an operetta society. We were doing like Gilbert and Sullivan shows. And 30 seconds into that, I realized that anytime you go to see a play or a musical show or an opera or something, there are always two shows happening. Okay, there's the one out there under the proscenium arch, right in front of the stage dressing, right? The actors, the singers, and behind and around and above that, there's a whole second layer of the show happening. There's a whole second show, the objective which is to not be seen by the audience, and it's as important as the people standing there in front of the limelights. It has just as much to do with moving the narrative along as the stuff that the audience sees. And very often there are just as many, if not more, people doing that behind the scenes stuff. And so, like, yeah. Anyway, so I appreciate games and movies and stuff on that level as well. And that also sort of extends to if they do something that kind of doesn't ring true, I get really kind of I don't I don't get like fanboy irritated by it, right? I don't get like neckbeard irritated. Like I will never play this game. Thou hast, you know, raped the charred corpse of this game franchise. No, shut up, dude. It's just a game. But there are certain things like they brought back a character he's been in 3 of these games, including this one now, I think, and they just changed the color of his hair. I'm like, why would you do that? Not that it affects the gameplay, and not that I'm going to be like, but if you're putting a character into a game who's already been a main part of 2 previous games, don't try to make it look like you designed this character through having been told by someone what this character should look like. Check your source material. Anyway, that's all the geekitude. I'm looking forward to trying the game, but I'm not paying full price for it. Jim says, the only thing I've been getting is when you yawn. What? Jim, I'm just dropping pearls here. Dropping pearls. Steph says, I haven't gamed since 2020. I love it, dude. I don't spend nearly as much time on it as I would if I was independently wealthy. But every now and again. Should I call 14 because I'll win that bet? What? Gray says it's just a matter of time. Oh, ye of little faith. Give me a second here. You know what? I'm going to mute myself this time. Much better. This, that dead space was brought to you by Jesse's massive need to sneeze. Peanut Trucker has not gamed since 1985 on his Atari. Here's the thing though, like I didn't have the stuff when I was younger to game with. I was an adult when I could finally afford my first game console. And I have my first dedicated Windows machine now. It's the one, right? Oh, crumbs. It's weird because it's mirrored. So currently I'm pointing away from it so that on screen I'll be pointing towards it. It's like this whole thing is so meta, dude. Anyway, like I came very late to all this stuff due to financial reasons. So I made up for lost time, though. I mean, on the console front, I've still got a PS3, so no. But I mean, this computer right here is pretty killer. Um, Grace says, last time for me was mid-80s Zelda on the original Nintendo. Man, Zelda's still going strong, man. That's a series with some staying power. Hold on. Peanuts Shrek Ostrad. We had that and used to go to the arcade, which young people don't know about. Yep, I remember arcades. Destiny says, can you thumbs up without losing live chat on a cell phone? We've had this. Well, I don't mean you and I have had this conversation, but I mean on this channel, we've dealt with this before, and I can't remember. I'm not going to do it now because I should be talking to you guys instead of staring at my phone, but we have dealt with that before, and I don't remember if we ever found a way. Grace says, or maybe early 90s. I'm thinking you're thinking early 90s. Grace, I'm thinking so. Country Boy says, my PS5 has 3 hours on it. That was an expensive game. I tried to buy a PS5, but like back when they were just nowhere. Now they're everywhere, but they're about to shift up a generation to the PS6. So like now I'm not going to spend that much money just in time to be like, oh, I just bought one and they brought out the PS6, which no one will be able to get for 6 months or more. Destiny did figure it out. Okay, good. Yeah, he says, just cross that thumbs up and click comments again. Good to know. It's great. Everybody knows except me how you do this thing. How you do this thing? Apparently, Destiny found a new, more complicated way of doing it. I've got a shit ton of $5 bills here. For those of you who don't know, this is what a shit ton of $5 bills looks like. Wait. Oh, okay, and 110. What am I going to buy with all these $5 bills? What can you do with so many fives and 110? I could probably buy lunch. Oh, guys, I'm telling you something. Hold on a second. I just want to... Jennifer's here. How's it going? How you doing tonight? Chris was saying that you're allergic to cats, but you guys have 4 cats, and he was saying that because I'm also allergic to cats, and I spent my entire life with cats until about 9 years ago, I guess. Yeah, just before we bought this house. Oh, Destiny's asking why so many fives. Okay, so my band played Porch Fest again this year, and Porch Fest is it's a fundraiser. This year we raised money for Women on the Rise, and so we had a bucket out, give generously. And so people were dropping fives. I mean, they dropped a bunch of 10s and a 20 as well. And of course, a bazillion loonies and toonies and some quarters, right? And so what I did was I did an e-transfer, an Interact transfer to the charity. And I've just been slowly using this money for the stuff I would have used my bank card for. But you do end up with £1.50 of coins and a stack of fives and a 10. My sinuses are killing me slowly. David says, I lost my headlamp. Can someone recommend a headlamp they are happy with? Thanks, peeps. I have... It's not a pencil. Princeton? Does that make sense? Princeton. Just let me go to mech.ca and see about headlamps, because I believe I bought them there. Black Diamond, Petzl, Phoenix, Black Diamond, Petzl, Phoenix, Black Diamond, Petzl. What's going on here, peeps? Did I maybe not buy it there? Petzl, Black Diamond, Petzl, Black Diamond, Phoenix, Petzl. Maybe I have a Petzl? Night Eyes. Biolite, what? Petzl. Nathan Hyperbright Mini 2-pack. What? So maybe I didn't buy it at Mac. I don't know. Petzl, maybe? I thought it was... Because I'm not going to go into the back room while I'm trying to be, all conversational and stuff with you guys. But who can suggest a headlamp to David? Something they're happy with. That many fives might get you a Big Mac. When I had an Uncle Burger with cheese and bacon tonight. I don't need a Big Mac. Jennifer says, I suffer daily and the bird dander is bad too. Well, we used to have a couple of lovebirds, but we didn't notice too much dander issue. Raspberry Rock says, I think all those fives might buy a Starbucks. And a 10. It's not true. Just got all those fives from a stripper side gig. Yeah, I'm a paint stripper. I strip paint. Bow chicka wow wow. Yeah, I love getting all that paint peeling off. I'm not going to count the fives now because I'm supposed to be talking to you peoples. And a 10. When the hell, by the way, to those of you who are Canuckistani like me, when are they going to bring the rest of this series out? Because it looks so weird to have one like this and everything else is like this. Come on, Bank of Canada. Bring out the rest of the vertical notes so that our money will match again. So geeky. Sorry. How much is the 5 worth in US on, I don't know, what's the dollar worth right now? 78 cents? Do I have that right? I'm just pulling a number out of the ether. Jim says, I got a 2-pack of headlamps from Walmart under $20 and I love them. We bought them for the maintenance guys at work. Interesting. Apparently David says that it's about $3.50 USD. So the dollar's not doing that well. No, $5 US would probably be around 7-ish Canadian. Our dollar's worth less than yours. Country boy hates the vertical notes. Never know which way to put it in the stack. Are you kidding? This is the way banknotes should be. I love this. This is like the best. This is like the reason I love this. Oh, this is so geeky. I'm sorry, guys, but the reason I love this is because of the way you hand someone money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're paying something, you peel off a bunch of notes. You don't hand them to them. Hold on, I gotta get this on camera. Like, you don't hand them to them. Oh, here's your money. Right? You do this and you hand it to them. And so I think that vertical is the way to go. It also makes us very what's the European country with all the vertical banknotes? I remember the original Ukrainian. No, not Ukrainian. Latvian were all vertical. I think the Swiss money is vertical, I think. Yeah, Grace, you went the other way. Exactly, yeah. Funniest bumper sticker ever. Daddy's working the pole so mommy doesn't have to. Oh, he's a lineman. Tina Chucker's wife Jennifer says the money is pretty. Yeah, I guess. I mean, If I had a bunch of others, I would show you all the different colors and stuff, because I mean, obviously that's interesting. But yeah, so we're transitioning now from like this, right? This horizontal design to a vertical design. This is Viola Desmond, by the way. So she is essentially Canada's Rosa Parks, I guess. But yeah, I love the vertical. That's way too much boring crap about banknotes for a bushcraft podcast. Live stream. Anyways, she has creepy eyes on the 10. That's Viola Desmond, man. She's a national hero. She's a national hero. Yeah, okay, but Country Boy, I agree with you. Everything else, they all have to be the same. That's the thing, and it's just that if this series is going vertical, for God's sakes, bring the 20 out, right? Because it's what is it? It's always the 10 or the 21st, and then the other one of those next, and then the 5. Get the rest of them out. It's taking too damn long. They've already figured out who's going to be on the next note. Which I think is actually going to be the 5. Swiss used the euro. Okay, well, before yeah, hold on, let me take a look. Someone's got vertical. No, Swiss are still using the franc, the Swiss franc, or simply le franc. Yeah, they're vertical. Or have they just gone to the euro? See, now I'm all confused. Oh, it's still there. I'm just making sure that it's. Yeah, apparently it's still there. You can't mess with me that way. But yeah, their banknotes are vertical as well. Yeah. God, look at you messing with me. What the hell do Swedish crowns look like? Last time I saw a Swedish crown, it was like I'm talking about the paper ones. It was like 20 years ago. Do we have the King Charles money yet? Ever? Not until 2025 or 2026, I think. The British obviously already have the King Charles banknotes. They're the exact same banknotes, just with a different with a different portrait, and that's probably what we'll get on our 20. Actually, they are thinking of not having the monarch on the 20 anymore, which, I mean, some people are obviously up in arms about, because oh my god, but we've been going that way for 5 decades, dude. Like they all used to have the queen on them, and before that they all had the king, and then they just gradually started changing it up so that the only ones left with the queen on them were the $20 and the 1,000, right? Because the 100 had Borden, the 5 has always had Laurier, right? I mean, when they took the monarch off, so they could not put the king on the 20, and I kind of wouldn't care. I mean, he's still going to be on all the coins. Anyways. Grace says, CB, do you keep all your bills turned the same way in your wallet? I do. I can't help myself. I do. However, I don't carry cash anymore. But when I do, yeah. Like, for instance, I had to go through this and make all the bills go the same way. I absolutely had to. Always have. I'm not OCD. I'm not diagnosed OCD. I mean, you should see this desk. I'm definitely not OCD. But I like the bills and stuff. Like that kind of thing, I like it to all line up good. Pinot Trucker says, I always find it interesting about the two different countries. Well, it's funny because it's easy for people to think that we're, we're the same, or Canada is America Junior or whatever, but there are some really big differences. Oh, you like the 50s bills? Yeah, I've got a couple of those. Yeah, I do. They're nice. Christie's ahead of me on the yawns. That's good. Oh no. I'm ah excuse me. Yeah, the first King Charles coins, I believe, are starting to appear. I haven't seen one yet. However, I do have the first of the stamps. I miss the Queen. I liked her better than I like him. I mean, I don't have quite the same problem with him as a lot of people do, but I miss the Queen. Anyway. Hold on. It keeps jumping. I never keep paper money. Rarely have it in my wallet. I can't imagine having that vertical bill. Well, I never keep money either. All I have is plastic. Yeah, I go back to they got to make them all vertical. I mean, if they're gonna do it, they got to do them all. I can't. Why is it taking so damn long? It drives me nuts. Grace, we have past presidents on our bills, except the 100 has Ben Franklin. Yeah, I'm very familiar with American money. I did note that you guys are probably the only country in the world that had redesigned their money to look exactly the same. But I think that I don't think there's been any motion on who's on what bill. I think it's always been the same faces on the bills, hasn't it? Or at least in modern history. Hold on. Yeah, President Ben. I love it. David, since COVID, I don't ever carry cash. I think it's the same for me as well. I'm not sure. I mean, look, at the end of the day, every time you use your card, you're leaving a record of what you're buying, right? And I don't think that the cops are going to come after me, but I definitely think that the marketing department of somewhere is coming after me. Grace uses cash as much as possible. Destiny says, apparently allegedly the fake toonies in circulation of a polar bear's hoof stylus is a camel toe. I don't know. If I ever see one, I will let you know. CQ, that's like us. I guess they took off the In God We Trust after 200 years. Is that it? Country boy always carries cash. He hates digital currency. Well, the thing is, I don't go anywhere. Right? Like I do unless it's grocery shopping, the vast majority of the purchases I have made over the past, since COVID, at least, have been digital. They've been online. I mean, partly because everything shut down during the plague, but partly just because, I mean, I'm stuck at home because my wife gets home late. Right? So if I don't buy everything on like Amazon or whatever, or Indigo, or I try not to use Indigo, but that's political. Like if I don't make my purchases online, they just don't get made. I need some orange bitters. They don't sell them on Amazon. There's a place in town that sells them, but I'm just going to have to order them online anyway and pay shipping because I've been trying to go and buy them, but they're downtown for the past 3 weeks. Orange bitters comes in a bottle this big. Grace says, Destiny, ain't nobody need to know my business. Yeah, because what's happening is, you're a commodity, right? I mean, credit card companies sell your purchasing history to marketing firms. There is privacy legislation happening across the world. The Europeans have a fairly good legislation going about how much people can collect about you. uh, in the States, they're drafting something that's a little different, has a lot more to do with like video monitoring, video surveillance and stuff like that. But they may come around to something about online purchasing or whatever as well. I'm not sure. Sal says, I buy a specimen coin set every year, so I got the Charles. I should probably be doing that too. I have a specimen coin set from 2011 or something. Well, yeah, I should have bought this specimen set this year. For sure. For sure. But I didn't. Country Boy says, I'm with you there, Grace. Cash can't be tracked. Yeah. And that's why there's such a push by those in power to get people to use their credit card more often than cash, for sure. Destiny says, which coin is it, Seth? I think he's talking about, the specimen set is one of each, right? From the nickel up to the toonie. Is Hamilton on one of your... Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hamilton was not president. He was dead. Seth says, in the set, it's the 5 cent, 10 cent, 25, 50, $1 and $2. I think they should bring the 50-cent piece back in a big way. I think it's a great piece. I think it should be in our cash registers. Russell says, it's weird what I buy online now. I bought creamy dill mustard from Amazon. The thing is, Russell, where you live, I don't think that's all that weird, right? Like, you can't just pop out to whatever the Ontario version of Couche-Tard at 7-Eleven, because you're out of milk, I mean, it means you probably have to really plan your shopping, but I'm not surprised at all at what... First of all, they know. That's why they sell this stuff, right? This is why you can buy like maraschino cherries and syrup and all that stuff on Amazon. They know. There are people who are spending their lives shell-shocked by the plague and who never want to go out again. There are people who, don't live anywhere near a store like Russell. There's, this. Christy says they sell orange bitters on Amazon here in the city. They do sell bitters up here as well, but they're not necessarily cocktail bitters. Also, we have weird laws about shipping alcohol. So David says, I only buy knives with my credit card. Smart. Russell's like, we gonna buy tonight? We gonna get drunk and buy? I love it how everyone's suddenly piling on poor David. What are you buying tonight? Yeah, well, what Russell says is true as well. Hard to suppress urges on the Cuddy things for sure. David says, I need the Groman number 4. I need the number 4 with the flat ground. That's what I would like to have. If I was independently wealthy, I would buy a Groman number 4 flat ground as my camping, food prep knife. Like I currently have my mini Nesmuk for that, but I want something that's Groman number 4 size that I could use almost as like a cleaver. Not really a cleaver, because I'm not going to be chopping through bones, but I want to use it as like my big camp knife. Yeah, and it's funny because I think it's Mora Kniv. Mora sells a camp cleaver that I just can't afford. Let me find it. Mora Kniv. I'm just going to do a search because I think it's .se, but I'm not sure. High quality knives from Sweden. Wood construction, outdoors, wood carving, steak knife, fishing, diamond sharpers, knife blades, and kit. Outdoor. Nothing's working. Outdoor. Come on, foo. Yeah. Okay. So Mark Neve, Black Blade, Rombo. Should I share my screen? I'm gonna share my screen because I want you people to see the gorgeousness. But it's way too rich for my blood. I just can't do it. Where is my StreamYard screen? I've lost you guys. There it is. Oh, I almost closed it by accident. Yes, neat, absolutely. Susie Q says our government took the "In God We Trust" off the bills. I did not know that. Nice. I mean, or not, depending on what your, feeling about the Christian stuff is. But I like to keep my religion and my government stuff separate. Not an anti-religion thing, just a separation of church and state thing. He was the $10 founding father without a father. South says, I only use the cash for nefarious dealings, usually in 5s and 110. South, somebody finally picked up on what I was doing. Groman number 1, not the 4. Still my favorite Groman. Love the number 1. Number 4 is so much more useful in many, many. That's bombast. In some cases, like say a camp kitchen knife. But man, there's a magic to the number 4. Yeah, I meant to say that. Hold on. There's a magic to the number 1. It's the original. It's that's the one that's Canadiana, right? That's the one that's like the classic Canadian outdoors knife. Love the number 1. I want another one. Why do I want another one? Because I'd like to have 2 more and give one to Camille when she turns like 16, right? As her grown-up bush blade, and then do the same thing for Clem. Although I don't know if Clem is going to go as hardcore into the woodsy stuff. But the reason I finally got off my arse and booked a campsite was because Clem asked me 3 times to go camping this year. She has memories of going camping when she was still in diapers. She says, yeah, like when I was a baby. I'm like, what? Okay, we're going camping. If you ask me 3 times, like if it's not something you ask about once and then forget it, if you ask me 3 times in a 2-month span, and you say, yeah, like we did when I was a baby, we're going camping. But yeah, so I don't think I can afford to get it in time for that camping trip, but I would like to get that number 4 flat ground for sure. For sure. Destiny. We did not have founding fathers. We have fathers of Confederation. Right? It's not quite the same. They didn't write a constitution. Our constitution was written in the 80s. Before that, before we repatriated the constitution, we had the British Constitution, which is still to this day an unwritten constitution. Right? The British Constitution and previously the Canadian Constitution is not one document. It's a collection of laws and historical legalities that, when taken in aggregate, is their constitution. And we had the same thing up until Trudeau the Elder repatriated the Constitution in the very recent history. But yeah, so the Fathers of Confederation did not write a constitution. They created the Confederation under which we live today, which did not have all the provinces in it yet. That's for sure. You learn so much about Europe in history class. I'll tell you something. Going history class in Quebec, you learn about Quebec and Canada and the States. and Europe, like in expanding. No, we learn more about Europe than the States, except for where our histories kind of intertwine, I guess. But here, yeah, history is very New France oriented. Yes, Grace, we used to own everything all the way down there. Absolutely. No longer. Serge, the history is not tame. The way we teach it is tame, right? We teach it. We have a cultural leaning towards non. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. It's not considered Canadian to blow your horn too much, and so the way we teach history is boring, even though no country's history is boring. None of it's boring. If you read a history book written by like a historian rather than something aimed at our high schools, a lot of cool stuff happened here. But it's just we don't know how to teach our own bloody history because we don't want to be like rude about it. It's like, shut up. Destiny did not know that. Destiny did not know that. Well, now you do. Glad you were here tonight, Destiny. And Jim says, too much yawn on my end. I need to catch up and sleep. Yeah, no, all right. That's fine, Jim. I mean, we're being boring with Canadian history anyway, so I don't blame you. Yeah, Destiny. That's the problem. Is the writers of our textbooks are just guys. Get in touch with the soul of the country, for God's sakes. Destiny says exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. The Plains of Abraham, and they're not that big. No, I mean, I guess you have been there, but no, it's not that big. It's smaller now than it was historically, maybe. But yeah, like when they say the Plains of Abraham, you're thinking about like hectares and hectares of a rolling plain for armies to line up on and stuff. And the thing is, even like in the 100 Years' War and stuff back in England, almost or Greek wars, like the Peloponnesian War and all this, two lines of hoplites square off and march on each other. Well, the thing is, in Greece, there are not a whole lot of those huge fields like you had at Waterloo or anything like that, right? So a lot of these lineups are like stumbling over, little stone walls around people's, sheep pens and stuff. Like a lot of what we see because of the way movies show us these things isn't the way it was at all, Well, Country Boy, I'll let that I will let that comment sit there because it's a learning moment. Because I have had, none of them are alive anymore, but there have been politicians in my family in ruling parties and not ruling parties, and just change the name and it's the same. It's the same. If it's Trudeau, or if it's Stephen Harper, legendarily, or John Turner. Actually, John Turner's a nice guy. I've met him, but like, it goes with the job. We complain about whoever's in the prime minister's seat, but it's the same all the time. It goes with the job. Serge needs to clear an area for future campers. You mean like your kids, or you mean like I'm coming over with my family, Serge? Yeah, Peanut Sugar says it's never boring because yeah, you're right. It isn't. Raspberry Rock says my favorite parts of history is when Miguel and Tulia traveled to America and found El Dorado. Of course, absolutely. Mine too, I guess. I like, at the risk of boring the crap out of all of you, but it's okay because we're almost at 11. I listen to a lot of history podcasts, and I don't mean like I'm into history the way, the next words out of my mouth are, we should never have gotten rid of the red ends and all the stuff that follows on with that. I mean, I'm fascinated by history. I like history. I like archaeology, and I listen to a lot of history podcasts. One called Tides of History that had originally been the fall of the Roman Empire, but as he did his podcast, he got to the end of the Roman Empire, so he expanded it out to. And he's like, I think he has a PhD in Roman history or something. But I'm fascinated by the history of the English language. Like I've read Strunk and Wagnall and McCrum, Cran, and McNeil. Like I've read the big names, but podcasts are better than books in terms of staying up to date. New archaeology or new knowledge about, maybe they found a new manuscript of Beowulf or something. I just love that stuff. He said, forgetting why he was getting into this. Never mind. I don't know where I was going with this. So forget about it. Okay, good night, Serge. Serge is out. So everyone say good night. Oh, everyone is saying good night. Country boy showed himself out, but there was no beer out there, so I came back in. Fair enough. I'm not gonna buy this again. Didn't like it. Didn't hate it, but thing is, there's so much good beer out there that didn't hate it is not good enough for me to buy it again. So there you go. Just in case anyone is ever at a Quebec beer store. We don't really have beer stores the way they do in Ontario. We have like the corner store, and some corner stores have spectacular beer selections, and some grocery stores have spectacular beer sections. Like a lot of local, a lot of micro, a lot of, stuff like that. So I think I got this at the IGA, and I'm not going to do it again. It's not a bad brewery. I don't hate everything they do. I don't hate anything that I've tried from them yet. But, whatevs. Whatevs. You try some. Was it you win some, you lose some? Destiny's out. Okay, good night, Destiny. Thanks for a nice live tonight. Just really appreciate it. Bonsoir. Bisous tout le monde. Have yourself a good sleep, Destiny, and I hope to hear that you've bought some property soon. So David says that helicopter from earlier was an air ambulance, just flew over again heading towards Kingston. Okay. So I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago on the live that Quebec had we're like the only major jurisdiction in North America that doesn't have a cohesive or any air ambulance service. There was a pilot project that died on the floor of the legislature, with the National Assembly, we call it here. And the current government, I will not mention party names or the premier or anything like that, so that it's not actually political, but the current people in power have a budget item to get the damn air ambulances working, and it's just not happening, and people die because someone is in an ambulance for 8 hours cruising from all the way up north down to Quebec City, or like halfway between for 4 hours for to Montreal or something like that for certain things. I mean, we have hospitals, but for certain things, someone is like, so I would love to hear an air ambulance cruise by above my house, because it would mean that they're actually saving lives. David, we're not getting political, but yeah, I mean, Legault. But the liberal Quebec government also had, they were the ones who did the pilot project, right? See what I did there without even meaning to? It's because I'm so funny. And they just let it die. So I mean, it's like I said, the political class is just whatever. Tea's good drink. Brought down a whiskey glass just in case. We'll leave it down here for next week. Yeah, maybe next week I'll have tea until whiskey time. Then the week after that I'll have beer until closing time. Closing time. Beep. I don't know any of the lyrics to that song. Finish your whiskey, your beer. Okay, so I know those. We're at 6 minutes to closing time. So does anyone have anything fantabulous to say? Anything hilarious? Hilarious would be good. I like hilarity. I do like to laugh. Russell said, last time I got really political was about flesh-colored crayons. I mean, come on. Do you mean crayons or do you mean crayons? Are you doing like single entendre here, Russell? It's a family show. Guys, I'm so glad I wasn't like an hour late tonight. I'm so glad I got to do this. Weeks when I miss this little session of ours, I get really antsy. Like, David says, why no Scotch tonight? Because I had the beer. Because I realized something 2 weeks almost in a row. No, was it in a row? But 2 weeks, I totally forgot about the booze. And I ended up kind of feeling better at bedtime, like not feeling so kicked around. And the next day I felt better. And so, like I don't want to necessarily go completely teetotal on you guys, but the thing is with the Scotch, it's too tempting for me to just keep filling the glass. And with everything that's around me, that's an expensive way to do the night, right? And I just get 3 shoots to the wind, and then I feel gross going to bed, and then I feel gross the next day. And like this, for instance, this right here, I definitely don't want to down this, like half this bottle, not paying attention to it because I'm on screen, and because that's the thing, I don't spend the time with the whiskey that it deserves. And thanks to Al, I've got some great bottles that Clémence has put stickies all over. I believe she's learned to write boss, though it is backwards. I got some great bottles here, and when I'm on screen talking to you guys, I'm just talking to you guys and drinking. I may as well be drinking Blanc. I may as well be drinking like Red Label or something. So I'd rather do that with this because these are affordable, and so this one wasn't great. Who cares? Because I'm talking to you guys. The booze isn't the point of tonight. It's just we're having a couple of drinks together as buddies, as friends. Bettina popping in at just about closing time. Watching, but too busy, so didn't comment. All right, had to before closing. So if Country Boy had actually gifted a few memberships, we would have seen that Bettina was around. Country Boy is a legend in his own mind. So am I. Bettina, why is your sidekick not on? He doesn't always come on. He comes on a lot, but he doesn't always come on. And it's not like I'm going to be like, where the hell are you? How come you're not helping me get my live stream out in the world? I'm not going to be selfish. Not going to be selfish. Okay. But Peanut Trucker is telling Country Boy the truth. He is a legend in all of our minds. David is out. Good night, all. So good night, David. Speak to you soon. Let me know if you buy that Groman #1 and which one you do get. Because like not all handles are the same. I just keep buying the rose. I've only bought this thing twice. No, once. I tried to buy it another time, but rosewood because it's the basic, it's the original. But they have some really nice handle materials. So yeah, everyone's saying good night to David and hi to Bettina. Passing like ships in the night. Bettina, David, one comes, one goes. You can't have the two of them here at the same time because the awesome overload might destroy the world. We don't want to destroy the world. Anyone who can do leather as good as Scott is a legend. I agree. Oh no! You just reminded me. I wanted to show leather tonight. I will do it next week. If you're still here, fudge. I don't believe I just said fudge. It's like we're 1 minute till closing, and I said fudge. Oh, I also forgot to tell Chris that I got the recipe for the class, and I'm going to look into it. Where the heck? Somebody sent me pictures, but I can't find them. Oh well, I'll find it. I wanted to show some leather work. Okay, so we're at 2,300 hours. So I'm going to clock out for the night and go and do some dishes before bed because tonight was a rush. But yeah, so just a quick roundup. I was late because it was Camille's first high school band concert, and I'm happy with how she did. And then I came here and talked about some geeky stuff, and then talked about some other stuff, and then hung up because everyone's going to bed now. Going to bed? Everyone going to bed now. So between now and next week, everybody please do the following 3 things. Please stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, and then the rider clause, be kind to one another. Good night all. Oh, and happy Father's Day to everyone next weekend. Bye.